For 16 years, his daughter never took a single step until a black homeless boy, shivering in the rain, whispered the words, "Let me try." That night, everything changed. Rain pattered against the hospital window, its rhythm a cruel reminder of the years slipping away. Dr. Adrian Cole was a man of skill, a surgeon whose hands had mended countless lives, except for the one life he cared about most. His daughter, Lily, had been born with a condition so rare, no surgery had ever restored movement to her fragile legs. Photographs lined the walls of their home. Lily in wheelchairs on hospital beds, always smiling for him, but never truly living. Each image was a quiet stab to his heart. One winter night, Adrian left the hospital late. The streets were slick with rain, his breath clouding the air. That's when he saw him. A boy no older than 17, hunched under a broken streetlight, his clothes soaked, his eyes sharp yet tired. He had a limp in his walk, but there was a strange determination in his posture. Adrian offered him food and shelter for the night, a reflex born from guilt and compassion. The boy said nothing, just followed him home, dripping water onto the polished wooden floors. The next morning, Adrian found the boy sitting in the living room, staring at Lily as she painted at the table. There was something uncomfortably intense in his gaze. Not pity, but recognition. He asked for paper and began sketching. An intricate diagram of leg muscles, nerves, and an odd pattern of pressure points. Adrian's breath caught. It was crude, but shockingly close to certain experimental techniques he'd read about, methods that had never been approved, never even attempted in a controlled setting. For days, the boy remained distant, never giving his name, never asking for money. But one evening, as the storm outside roared like an angry sea, he finally spoke. "Let me try." Adrian froze. The boy explained in short, halting sentences. He'd once been treated by a wandering healer who used this technique to help him walk again after an accident. The man was gone now, but the boy had remembered every motion, every touch. It was reckless, dangerous, but something in Lily's hopeful eyes weakened Adrian's resistance. By candlelight, because the storm had knocked out the power, the boy began. His fingers pressed into Lily's legs in deliberate sequences, his touch alternating between gentle and firm. Minutes passed like hours. Sweat beaded on his brow, her face twisted in pain. Adrian's hands hovered, ready to stop it at any sign of harm. And then Lily's toes twitched, just once. But it was enough to make the air in the room electric. Over the next week, the boy returned each day, his methods precise, almost ritualistic. Adrian documented everything, torn between disbelief and awe. On the 7th day, Lily gripped the edge of the table, her legs trembling under her. One step, then another, and then she was walking, stumbling, crying, but walking. The sound of her laughter filled the house for the first time in years. But the morning after her first walk, the boy was gone. No note, no belongings, just the worn blanket Adrian had given him, folded neatly on the couch. He searched the streets, asked at shelters, nothing. It was as if the boy had stepped out of the storm, healed a broken life, and vanished back into the shadows. Months later, Adrian received a letter with no return address. Inside was a faded photograph. The boy, younger, standing next to a man with kind eyes and weathered hands, the healer he'd spoken of. On the back, scrawled in uneven ink, were the words, "He saved me. Now I've saved her. Pass it on." Adrian stared out at the rain beyond his window, tears blurring his vision. For the first time in years, the rhythm of the storm no longer sounded cruel. It sounded like hope. Some miracles don't come from hospitals or science, but from the strangers we almost walk past. If this story moved you, share it, and keep the chain of hope alive.